So, in last class, good morning students. In last class, we have discussed the mechanism of the heartbeat, that is the cardiac cycle, and the conduction of heartbeat, that is SAN, AVN, bundle of His, and a Purkinje fibers. Now, we will discuss about the double circulation. Double circulation. So here, what is a double circulation means? Here it is circulation of the blood. The circulation of blood by the twice. Double means two times. Two times the circulation is taken place. The circulation is taken place. The circulation is taken place by the twice. So such type of circulation twice. So it is called as the double circulation. So here the two times the circulation is taken place, where one you can call as the first one we can call as the pulmonary circulation. First one is the pulmonary circulation, and the second one is the systematic circulation. So here the two types of the circulation is taken place. That two types are, one is called as the pulmonary circulation, and the second one is the systematic circulation. So here the circulation is taken place by the two times. So this type of circulation we can call as a double circulation, where here the systematic circulation means here the circulation of a blood. Here a systematic circulation is the shortest circulation. It is a shortest circulation, where from it enters means here from the circulation is taken place from heart to the lungs. So this type of circulation, the circulation is taken place. The circulation is taken place from heart to lungs, again lungs to heart. So this type of circulation we can call as the pulmonary circulation, that is from the deoxygenated blood, which is present in the right auricle, that passes to the right ventricle by opening of a tricuspid valve. It enters into the right ventricle, from right ventricle by opening of the pulmonary semilunar valves. That blood, deoxygenated blood, through the pulmonary artery, that is enters into the lungs, where their circulation is taken place. That means here from heart to the lungs it is transported, where it is oxygenated again by the four pulmonary veins. That oxygenated blood will enters into the right auricle. Up to that circulation we can call as the pulmonary circulation. That means here it takes place representation. If it taken place means here the schematic representation. If you see now the pulmonary circulation, it is from right auricle to right ventricle, from right ventricle through the it enters into the lungs, From lungs again it is leads to the heart, that is taken place by the right left auricle. So this step we can call as the pulmonary circulation, where here it is shows as the shortest the circulation. Why means from heart to the lungs. That means here lungs are present, the heart is present in between the two lungs. So here the circulation is very shortest circulation, where means from heart to the lungs, again lungs to the heart, here the circulation is taken place. So here this type of circulation we can call as the pulmonary circulation. In the name only, pulmonary means lungs. The circulation is taken place from heart to the lungs, again from lungs to the heart. So this type of circulation is called as the pulmonary circulation, where from right auricle to the right ventricle by opening of tricuspid valve, again from right ventricle to the pulmonary artery through the lungs, that is enters, again from lungs to the heart by the four pulmonary veins. It passes into the left auricle. So this type of circulation we can call as the pulmonary circulation. And second one, if you see in the second one, that is a systematic circulation. Systematic circulation. So here from systematic, here it is the longest circulation. It is the longest circulation. Why means here from heart to different parts of the body, again different parts of the body, again deoxygenated blood should be carried into right auricle. So such type of circulation. That means here the circulation is the longest circulation. Why we can call as longest means from heart to different parts of the body, again from different parts that is carried to the heart. So here it is takes a more long time it is taken place, and circulation also a very far place would be taken place to different parts of the body. So it is called as the longest circulation, where here the circulation is taken place, circulation is taken place from heart to different parts of the body, again from different parts to the heart. So this type of circulation we can call as the systematic circulation. So here from systematic it is taken place from a left auricle, to the left ventricle, from left ventricle through the aorta, it passes different parts, again from different parts. Here it carries inferior and superior vena cavas, superior and inferior vena cavas. From inferior to superior, again it carries to the right auricle. So from these, that means here the oxygenated blood which is presenting through the passes by opening of bicuspid valve, it enters into the left auricle. From left auricle it enters into the left auricle by opening of the pyotic semilunar valves present at the base of aorta through the aorta it passes, that oxygenated blood is passed to different parts of the body. Again from different parts, here the veins will collect. The veins will collect the deoxygenated blood, that is by superior and an inferior vena cava. From upper parts and lower parts, it is taken place by inferior and superior vena cavas. From superior and inferior vena cava, that is enters into the right auricle. Up to this circulation we can call as the systematic circulation, by means from heart to different parts, from upper parts as well as lower parts. Again from deoxygenated blood will carry from upper parts to lower parts, again that is enters into the right auricle. So here this type of circulation we can call as a systematic circulation, and it is a longest circulation where it is taken place in the organisms. So here two times of the circulation is taken place. So this type of circulation we can call as the double circulation. That means circulation of blood by the twice, two circulations, two times the circulation is taken place. So it is that is what are the two circulation means. One is pulmonary circulation and second one is a systematic circulation. So this type of circulation is called as the double circulation, where here the shortest circulation is the pulmonary circulation and the longest circulation is a systematic circulations. This is about the circulation, that is a double circulation. Next, coming to the that is the hepatic portal veins. Next, coming to the hepatic portal vein. Hepatic portal vein. So here hepatic means liver, liver, portal means intestine, vein, that means here directly, that means the veins which are enters, that is enters into the stomach and intestine, it enters into the stomach and intestine, where they convey the blood, and directly it is not enters into the liver. When it is entered into the liver, it forms into an hepatic portal. It converts into hepatic portal vein. So here it is where it is the veins which are present in the stomach and intestine. From stomach to intestine it is connected, it conveys the blood to the liver. So here the directly will not be enters into the liver. First it enters into stomach and intestine, later it conveys into the blood enters into the liver. So this type of vein we can call as the hepatic portal vein. So here the blood, that means that blood which enters the blood from the heart. That is here how the blood will enters means here it is taken place, we will discuss now. First one, if you see in the heart, the blood vessels entering blood vessels entering the heart. So here how the blood vessels are entered means here will consist of anterior vena cavas, anterior vena cava, or otherwise we can call this as the superior vena cavas also. Here a superior vena cava. So that superior vena cava will be enters in the form of that enters into the right atrium. The right atrium, that means the blood entering the heart into by inferior or superior vena cavas into the right atrium. By the entering here it is divided, the anterior vena cava is divided into two types. One is jugular veins, jugular veins, and also subclavian subclavian veins. So here the joining of jugular veins and subcanal veins to form an anterior vena cava or a superior vena cava and enters into the right atrium by the superior or anterior vena cava. Next by the posterior vena cava or by the here you can call as inferior vena cavas. So by the inferior or posterior vena cavas, that blood will enter from the lower parts of the body. Here it is upper parts of the body, and it is the lower parts of the body. Lower parts of the body by posterior vena cava or inferior vena cava that enters into the right atrium, and also here by the posterior, that is by the the posterior, and also by the pulmonary veins. Third one, by the pulmonary veins. So here by the pulmonary veins, it carries oxygenated blood by the two lungs, oxygenated blood that is enters into the left atrium. So these are the three where that are entering into the heart. Next, second one, if you see in the second one, blood leaving the heart. So blood leaving the heart, how it is the blood leaving the heart, how is the calculus means here by the blood will be transferred, that is oxygenated blood by the left auricle, that means through the aorta, it passes to different parts of the body, and also the second one by the pulmonary artery that is enters into the lungs, that is the deoxygenated blood will enters into the lungs. That means from the pulmonary artery, what is the deoxygenated blood presenting, that is taken place by the pulmonary artery into the lungs. So these are the two vessels, these are the two blood vessels where they carry away from the heart or leaving the heart. Next, coming to the second one, that is if taken place, the blood entering into the liver, the blood entering into a liver. So the blood entering into the liver. So how the blood will enter means here by the hepatic arteries, and arteries that will be enters, that is first it is entering by the, that is the blood which is presenting, that will be discussed how the entering of liver will be taken place. The second one, the blood vessels entering into the liver. So here first one, hepatic arteries. Hepatic artery, where here it is enters from aorta into the aorta to the liver. That means the blood will enters from aorta, it enters into the liver, that is through the hepatic and arteries. And second one, hepatic portal artery. Hepatic portal artery, where from intestine and stomach into the liver. So we can call this as the hepatic portal and artery. And next, the blood vessels leaving the liver, leaving into the liver, entering into the liver and leaving into the liver. So here hepatic portal artery, hepatic portal or hepatic portal vein, or otherwise you can use hepatic vein. So from hepatic vein it passes from the posterior, that means from a liver it enters into the posterior vena cava and enters into the right atrium, So it is entering into that means hepatic portal vein. Here it carries the deoxygenated blood from liver to by the posterior, that is inferior vena cava, and enters into the right atrium. Likewise, if you see in third one, that is the blood vessels enters the kidneys. The blood vessels entering into kidney. So how means here will having the renal artery is presenting, renal artery, from renal artery that is entering from aorta it enters into the kidneys, and also the blood vessel leaving the blood vessels, leaving the kidney. So here blood vessels leaving the kidneys means a renal vein, by the renal vein. Here from a kidneys it enters into the posterior vena cava to the right atrium, from the right atrium. So this process we can call as the leaving the kidneys. So these are the three blood vessels, that is the blood vessels enters into the heart and leaving, and entering into the blood vessels enters into liver, and the liver and leaving the liver, and also entering into kidneys and liver. So this type of system we can call as the hepatic portal system, where the veins, these are directly not entered, but it combines with the stomach and intestine. So this type of system we can call as the hepatic portal vein or portal system. We can call as a hepatic portal system. And next, coming to the next one, the pulse. So next, coming to the pulse. So what is a pulse means? Here the expansion, it can be defined as the alternate the alternate expansion, and recoiling of the alternate expansion and recoiling of the vessels, that is recoiling of the vessels, So here the alternate expansion and elastic recoiling of elastic recoiling of the walls of artery during ventricular systole, during ventricular systole. So this process is called as the pulse. So here the pulse means here during ventricular systole. Ventricular systole means during the blood which is passing the blood. Systole means the contraction phase of ventricles. When the contraction phase of ventricle, the blood is pumped to different parts of the body. So that here by knowing this pulse, we can know the pressure of the heartbeat, which is a representation, alternate representation of the pulse can be counted by the a heartbeat, where they are presenting beside the thumb region. So beside the thumb, what is the range? These will consist of the radial arteries are presenting the radial beside thumb. Beside thumb is having the radial artery is presenting. That radial artery which is presenting will show us the superficial. So with the help of these radial arteries which are present on the superficial of the walls of the thumb, here we can able to count the type of the pulse. By counting the pulse, we can know how much of heartbeat is taken place in an organism, that can be taken place in the wrist, of a thumb, beside the thumb. In a wrist beside the thumb, we'll having the radial artery is presenting. This radial artery is presenting on the superficial, that means uppermost layer of the thumb it is presenting. So with the help of the keeping the thumb, here we can able to find out how much of heartbeats are taken place in our body, that can be counted with the help of the pulse. So this counting we can call as the pulse count is helpful for the alternate counting of the count, or otherwise the counting action of the heartbeat, also called as the counting action of the heartbeat, where alternately we can able to count. By counting the pulse rate, we can able to calculate the number of heartbeat taken place in our body. So that is where we can take place. Next, coming to the last one, that is a blood pressure. So what is the blood pressure? Means it is the pressure exerted by the blood in the vessels during one of the ventricular systole. It is the blood. It is the pressure. It is the pressure. It is the pressure exerted by the arteries. It is pressure by the arteries, by the ventricular. That means it is the pressure exerted by the arteries, by the pressure exerted by arteries during one of the ventricular systole. So here during the pressure which is exerted, that pressure which is taken place, we can call as a blood pressure. This blood pressure is also representation by a BP. BP means it shows that the blood pressure. It is calculated, that means it can be used by an instrument, called as sphygmomanometer. Here we can call this as a sphygmomanometer. With the help of sphygmomanometer, we can able to calculate how much of blood pressure is presenting in our body. So here it was introduced by River Rossi. Here it was by River Rossi. It was introduced, the scientist sphygmomanometer by River Rossi. He is a scientist where it was introduced by a Russian scientist. It was introduced, that is called as the sphygmomanometer, that was introduced by scientist River Rossi, where here with the help of this instrument we can able to calculate the amount of blood pressure present in our body. So here it shows that one is systolic pressure and another one will shows that the diastolic pressure. In the blood pressure it shows one is shows systolic pressure, and the second one is the diastolic pressure, diastolic pressure. So what is the systolic pressure and diastolic pressure? Means it is the pressure exerted by the arteries, where after the ventricular systole, the systole is taken place. So it is a pressure, exerted, it is a pressure exerted by the artery after ventricular systole. So that means during contraction of ventricles, what is the pressure is exerted by the arteries, so that pressure is called as the systolic pressure. The systolic pressure will be 120 manometers per second it is presenting. It is 120 by 80. So here it represents 120 millimeters it is presenting. Next, a diastolic pressure. Diastolic means it is a pressure exerted by the artery. Exerted by the artery after the ventricular diastole. So this that means here lowest pressure. It is systolic pressure is the highest pressure, where it represents 120 manometers, and the diastole is the lowest pressure, where here during ventricular systole, diastole means relaxation of ventricles. The pressure exerted during the ventricular contraction, relaxation of ventricles, the pressure which is presenting, that pressure is called as the diastolic pressures. So here there will consist of, it is 80 manometers it is presenting. So total the blood pressure in our body is 20 by 80 manometers it is presenting. Here 120 will represent systolic pressure. It represents 120 represents the systolic pressure, and 80 will represents the diastolic pressure, where here 120 will represents the systolic pressure, 180 will represents the diastolic pressure. And also here, based on the presence of these pressures, here it is classified into two types. It is classified into two types. What are that? We'll discuss now. The types of blood pressures. Types of blood pressures. So one is the high BP, or we can call as hypertension, or we can call this as a high blood pressure, high BP. And the second one is the low hypotension, or otherwise we can call as the low blood pressure. So here high blood pressure, hypertension means if it is that means the pressure which is presenting increase the pressure presenting it is increased more than the normal. Here the pressure is increased more than the normal, then it is called as a hypertension. That is here the normal blood pressure is the normal increasing the blood pressure BP more than the normal is called as hypertension or high blood pressure, where here it is represents more than the 180, that is here 130 by 90 will represents the more than, that means here normal is normal is 120 by 80, it is normal, but it is increased more than the 130 by 90 or more than that. If it is increases than this condition, that means increasing the blood pressure more than the normal, such type of blood pressure is called as hypertension or high blood pressure. Here low hypotension means hypo means low. If decrease the level of blood pressure more than the normal, decrease the blood pressure less than normal, then it is called as a hypotension or a low blood pressure. So that here the normal is 120 by 80. Here hypotension will represents the 110 by 70. So here it represents the less than the normal. So this condition we can call as the hypotension or low blood pressure. It is decreased more than the normal, we can call as hypotension. If it is increased more than the normal blood pressure, then we can call as hypertension or high blood pressures. So this is the of a blood pressure. This is the topic of the circulatory system. So in next class we will discuss the another topic.